How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is kicking off its Black Friday sale right now. However, we still need to cover the great physical game deals that are available, and I had mentioned that Amazon is going to be a fantastic spot to pick up some of your games, and right now, they are a fantastic spot to pick up some of your games. We got one deal to go over from Best Buy as well, but let's get right into it because there's a ton of stuff to cover. Links to all of these deals will be in the description box below. If you click our link and buy anything, we do get affiliate commission, which is much appreciated. First of all, Red Dead Redemption, baby, 40% off for $29.99. You know what? RDR, Undead Nightmare, 30 bucks, now at 60 FPS. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a spicy good deal to me. When this game initially came out, it was slapped together, no 60 FPS at $50. All right. That was a little lukewarm to say the least, but at 30 bucks with 60 FPS, guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite games of all time. Like, it's up there with Last of Us 1. I thought RDR 1 was absolutely phenomenal. I would say pick it up for 30 bucks. I don't know. Undead Nightmare is pretty good as well. John Marston's story is just great, and I would strongly recommend it, but, you know, some of you guys still might be against picking it up, and if you are, more power to you. Theatrhythm Final Bar Line next up, 50% off for $24.99. Music Rhythm title with Final Fantasy tracks and some other games represented as well, but there's a lot of DLC to Theatrhythm, so keep that in mind, but $25 for the base game is pretty good. Payday 3 for 25 bucks, recent release, thought I would mention that. Hitman World of Assassination, 40% off for $29.99. Great deal on this, given all the content that you're getting with this. It includes all of the content and the best of Hitman, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3, including the main campaign, contracts mode, escalations, elusive targeted arcades, and featured live content as well. If you're into action-style titles, this is a really good buy. I thought, you know, doing this collection for 70 bucks was a little bit much in my opinion, but now that it's available for 30, this is a really solid pickup, all things considered. So I would say give that a look if you want an action stealth game. Remnant 2 is down to $37. The DLC just came out, so I thought I'd give that a mention if you are looking to pick that up. Forspoken is down to $19.99. You know what? This is a price point where I can actually recommend this game. Now, to be fair, no matter the price point, this game is always going to be riddled with a lot of issues. The narrative is absolutely awful, the voice acting is terrible, the characters are terrible, but the parkour gameplay is quite good, the magical combat is quite good, and overall, I would say from that standpoint, you know, for this price point, it might be worthwhile to check the game out. Just go into it with your expectations in line. The visuals aren't even that amazing. There's times where, like, the particle effects look great, but then some of the character models look like something straight out of a PS3 game. Like, it's kind of weird in that regard, but for 20 bucks, I think it's a pretty decent pickup, so check it out. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 is 33% off for $40. At least this collection, you know, as thrown together as it is and slapped together as it is, at least it's going on sale fairly quickly, and at the end of the day, we are at the point where we can preserve Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Now, Snake Eater is getting a ground-up remake, and in my opinion, MGS 3 is the best game in the entire franchise, so, you know, for me, I want to replay Snake Eater before playing Delta Snake Eater when it hopefully drops next year, but whatever the deal is, you get all three games in one collection with Metal Gear 1 and 2 with some bonus content. You know, for 40 bucks, this is a decent pickup. Like, the initial $60 price tag, like, I had pushed back on that, and I had always said it, you know, at $40, it'd be pretty good, and guess what? 3 weeks after release, it's at $40. How about that? You know, that's kind of how things work when we're in this season, but yeah, just keep in mind that this collection is still being patched. A major patch just dropped recently, and Konami is well aware that there are a lot of other issues, including trophies not properly unlocking, which for trophy hunters, I imagine that is just absolutely infuriating, but you know, the collection itself with MGS 1, 2, and 3, it's really gonna come down to, like, what your nostalgia level for these games are, how attached to this franchise are you, and for me, you know, I would put myself, I had like a 7 out of 10 in terms of being attached to the franchise, and that's why, you know, I personally got it. So, you know, your opinion may vary. No More Heroes 3 Day 1 Edition, 50% off for $19.99, over-the-top action title. This also includes a bunch of bonuses, like an art book, I believe a soundtrack CD, musical selection CD, so 20 bucks for this is pretty good. It's still the Day 1 edition, even though I think this came out a year ago, so figure that one out, but yeah, not a bad pickup there. Goat Sim 3 is 10 bucks if you want to check that out. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is $35, obviously a great deal, one of my top contenders for Game of the Year. Absolutely love the game, and it's $42, I believe, on the PlayStation Store, so getting it for $35 a little bit better. Now, Walmart is going to have it for $30, and I imagine that at some point Amazon is going to price match that, so just be mindful of that. But if you want to pick it up, $35 is still a good price, and the performance mode is pretty good now, so reason to check that out as well. Again, I thought the game was tremendous, and Fallen Order is on sale on the PlayStation Store right now, so you can check that out that way. There are all the PlayStation titles on sale, and some really, really good ones. First of all, God of War Ragnarok is beating out the price on the PlayStation Store. On the PlayStation Store, Ragnarok is it is $40 for the PS5 version. It is $35 on Amazon, so that's a deal I can get behind. $35 for Ragnarok is damn good. For some reason, Ragnarok is cheaper than Last of Us Part 1. Why is that? I have no idea. Is Last of Us Part 1 really the game that they need to have hold up in price? Like, I love Last of Us Part 1, don't get me wrong, but it came out in 2013. It was already egregiously priced when it came out in 2022 for $70, and a year later, 14 months later, it is still $40. Like, what is going on with this game? I just don't even understand. Out of all games to hold up in price, why is it this one? I don't know. Rant over, but yeah, one of my favorite games of all time, but man, I cannot get behind that price point. If it was $30, maybe even $35, yeah, I am that nitpicky for that $5, but I could recommend it, but man, $40, dude, come on. Gran Turismo 7, on the other hand, that is down to $30. At least that's a little bit better of a pickup. In terms of it getting lower in price, I imagine that's going to get added to Plus Extra at some point, but that still might be a ways away. Final Fantasy XVI is at $40. I imagine if you watch our channel, FF16 is a game you already picked up. I thought the game was fantastic. It's one of my top contenders for Game of the Year. Is it perfect? No, the side content is pretty mundane. There are times in the game, one specific point, it's a little bit jarring how the pacing gets at some points, but overall, it's more so nitpicking than anything when it comes to FF16, because the strengths of this game are staggering. The soundtrack is tremendous. The boss battles are great. The combat itself is really enjoyable. You can also have a little bit of a slight towards the performance versus the graphics setting. Yeah, I get that as well, but you know, $40 for this game is just great, and I would strongly recommend it. Star Ocean: The Divine Force, 50% off for $19.99. This is on Plus Extra. I wasn't crazy about this game, but anytime I talk about this game, it seems like a lot of people come out in the comments section and be like, oh, you're underrating this game, and hey, I liked the game, especially after playing Integrity and Faithlessness. Like, yo, Divine Force is way better than that game. I still didn't think it was Blowaway, and I'm playing Second Story R, and that game is just fantastic, okay? That game, man, you should drop $50 on that game, because that game is just awesome. But Divine Force, on the other hand, the gameplay is really good. I thought the traversal was pretty well done. But, you know, the story wasn't that interesting. I didn't find the characters that interesting, but, you know, $20 is a good pickup. If you're a JRPG fan, you should definitely check it out. Next up, a game a lot of you guys have been waiting to get it on a little bit of a discount, even though maybe you should have just spent the full price right away. Skull Island Rise of Kong, baby. $29.99, 25% off on that. Obviously, I'm joking. For some reason, I just have this open on my browser, so well, let's give it a mention. Skull Island Rise of Kong, $30 on that if you want to pick it up. Don't, unless you just want to play a really bad game for the memes. Marvel's Midnight Suns Enhanced Edition is $19.99. Good discount on a game that's not even a year old. This game came out back in December of last year, done by Firaxis, the same studio that brought you XCOM, and has a little bit of a card game gimmick attached to it as well. If you want to check it out, like $20 seems like a really good price point to me. The Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is down to $30. You know, it's an upgraded release of a PSP title, so keep your expectations in line, but you kind of gotta experience Zack Fair's story ahead of the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, so I would strongly recommend, you know, jumping onto Reunion when you can. So $30 for it, not a great price, but a pretty decent one as well. You know, I really like the game. It's not lengthy whatsoever. If you just gun through the main story, you can complete it in like 15 hours, so it's not lengthy whatsoever. And lastly, Dying Light 2 Stay Human is down to $20. I scoffed at the $30 price tag on the PlayStation Store, but $20 here on Amazon, I think, is pretty damn good. So definitely check it out. There is a lot of bonus content and DLC and whatnot, so just keep that in mind as well. But for $20, I think Dying Light 2 is a damn good pickup. Had a great time with it. Not as good as the first game, but still pretty good. And the parkour gameplay, obviously, still holds up pretty damn well. But that is going to do it for me. Again, Amazon's Black Friday deal is pretty damn good. You look at titles like Dying Light 2, Red Dead Redemption, those stick out to me immediately as titles that are available on the PlayStation Store, but the price points they're available for would push me away. Dying Light 2 for 30 bucks? No. Probably wouldn't get it. Red Dead Redemption for 40? No. Probably a little bit too much, but saving another $10 on top of that, okay, now we're talking. RDR for 30 bucks, I think that's a decent deal with the 60 FPS upgrade now available. You know, you might be of the mindset it should be cheaper, but whatever. I think $30 is decent with Undead Nightmare. And Dying Light 2, same story there. God of War Ragnarok, I imagine most of you have it, but 35 for that's really good as well. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of you guys are scoffing at some of the deals available, but Amazon be doing pretty well, and their deals are just going to continue to roll out. So I would highly recommend you to check them out if you are okay with getting physical games. But that'll do it for me. Links to all of these deals in the description box below. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.